So now we have discussed in detail about K11, how it is being derived, and when we have to use K2 instead of K11, which are the functions of K11. We are now coming back to K2 and what are the main functions of K2. Look at the sentences. Könnten Sie mir bitte helfen? You can also say können Sie mir helfen? Können Sie mir bitte helfen? There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But instead of können Sie mir helfen, now we are using K2 and we are making a sentence könnten Sie mir bitte helfen. So the main function of K2 is to make höfliche Sätze, to make sentences which are very, very polite, asking somebody in a very polite way, could you please help me, instead of can you help me. There is nothing wrong with can you help me, but the Germans, when they use it, they try to express their politeness with the help of K2. So the sentence is not können Sie mir bitte helfen. That is absolutely okay from the grammar point of view, but from the cultural point of view, they say könnten Sie mir bitte helfen. Or würden Sie das Buch morgen mitbringen? Would you please bring along your book tomorrow? Möchten Sie eine Tasse Kaffee trinken? Would you like to drink a cup of coffee? So in all these things you will hear that there is tremendous politeness packed. So in order to make polite sentences, which is a part of culture, K2 is inevitable. You have to take the help of K2. Next function, if you want to express something which is not real. If you remember, in the beginning we have discussed indicative, imperative, etc. We said that these types of sentences always try to express Wirklichkeit sentences. But now we are coming to nicht Wirklichkeit, which is not real. Then also we need K2. Beispielsatz: Sie tanzt, als ob sie eine Tänzerin wäre. She dances as if she is a dancer. But what is the reality? What is the Wirklichkeit? She is not a dancer. She is just a student or somebody. But the way she dances, it gives us the impression that she is a real dancer, which is not real. I hope you understand that. She is not a real dancer, but when we look at the way she dances, we get the impression that she is a professional dancer, which is not the reality, which is only a nicht Wirklichkeit. In such case, we have to resort to K2 to express this nicht Wirklichkeit. Oder look at the sentence. Wenn Sie fleißig gearbeitet hätten, hätten Sie die Prüfung bestanden. If you had worked hard, you would have passed the examination. What is the reality? You have not worked hard. You failed in the examination. That is a reality. So using K2, we are trying to build a nicht Wirklichkeit Satz. If you had worked, you would have passed the examination. Another function, Vermutungen ausdrücken, to express guesses, guesswork. Vermutung. I am not sure. It is just a guess. Example, könnte in seinem Zimmer sein. He could be in his room. I am not sure. Find it out for yourself. Or es könnte morgen regnen. It could rain tomorrow. That is only a possibility. I am also not sure about it. Or another function, to make suggestions. Vorschläge machen. Ich könnte dich zum Bahnhof fahren. I could take you to the railway station. You are waiting at the bus stop, waiting for the bus. It doesn't come. But if you wish, I could take you to the railway station. It is a suggestion. Or hätte dir helfen können. He could have helped you, but you didn't ask for that. Had you asked for it, he would have definitely helped you. So these are the suggestions, Vorschläge machen. Then to make wish sentences. In German this is known as Wunschsatz oder Wünsche ausdrücken. Wenn ich die Prüfung bestanden hätte, if I had passed the examination, it is a wish. Wenn ich gesund wäre, if I were healthy, but that is only a wish. But actually, I am not healthy, I am sick. So this Nicht-Wirklichkeitssätze and Wunschsätze, we cannot separate it and say, this is a Wunschsatz and this is the Nicht-Wirklichkeit. Semantically, there is a very strong connection between these two sentences. Finally, you have to deal with some type of sentences known as Vergleichssatz, comparison sentences. Look at the example. Spricht Deutsch, als ob ein Deutscher wäre. He speaks German, as if he were a German, so fluent without any mistake. So he is comparing a German with this man. That is comparison between two persons or two things. Spricht Deutsch, als ob ein Deutscher wäre. Remember, when you start a sentence with als ob, you have to treat it like a Nebensatz. The verb has to go to the end. Second sentence, tut so, als ob ein Schauspieler wäre. He behaves, he goes around as if he were a big actor. But actually, he is not an actor. So you are comparing here again an actor and this person. Now, after discussing all these things, after discussing K11 and K12, we will have to practice, because Übung macht den Meister. It is a practice which makes you a master. Now we are going to deal with a few Beispielsätze, example sentences. For example, könnte ich Herrn Peter sprechen? It is a Höflichkeitssatz, trying to express or to bring a lot of politeness. Could I speak with Mr. Peter? Könnte ich Herrn Peter sprechen? Remember, there is no preposition mit in this sentence. The Germans use the direct accusative. Could I speak to Mr. Speaker? Würden Sie mir bitte helfen? Would you please help me? Again, a very polite question. Dürfte ich heute früh nach Hause? Darf itself shows asking for a permission. They have taken the K2 of dürfen. Dürfen, past tense is durfte, umlaut, K2 becomes dürfte. Dürfte ich heute früh nach Hause? May I please go a little early home? Wenn Sie nicht so viel geraucht hätten, wären Sie gesund. If you have not smoked so much, you would have been healthy. Könnte krank sein. He could be sick. Wenn ich ein Millionär wäre, if I were a millionaire, käme er doch heute, only if he came today. Hätten Sie Lust, einen Kaffee zu trinken? Would you care for a coffee? Lust is desire. Would you be having a desire to have a coffee? So these are all typical K2 Sätze. You'll have to repeat and repeat and repeat till the K1 and K2 forms are up in your mind. Now before we conclude, we have to say something more. We dealt with als ob, as if. Spricht Deutsch, als ob ein Deutscher wäre. He speaks German, as if he were a German. There is another set of words for also. It is als wenn, meaning the same. He speaks German as if he were a German. There is a third possibility. Spricht Deutsch, als wäre ein Deutscher. There is absolutely nothing different in the meanings of these three sentences. The only thing that you have to take in care is when you use als, then the verb is not at the end, it is in the second place. Als ob, verb at the end, als wenn, verb at the end, als, verb in the second place. These three things you have to keep in mind. So that's all about K1 and K2. So that's all about K1 and K2. I repeat once again the very glaring features. K1 mainly for indirect speech, K2 for nicht wirkliches Satz. But under each caption you have different types of sentences. K1 is being derived from the presence of a verb. K2 is derived from the preteritum of a verb. There is a glaring difference between K1 and K2. Thank you, and we'll meet again for some other topic. All the best.